So I think I figured out how to say it. Last week I was talking about the fact that I didn't really like the word because I couldn't really say it, but in watching a bunch of people, it turns out it seems the second R is silent. So it's not entrepreneur, it's entrepreneur. Like the second R just disappears. It's like, whoever heard of a silent R? How was I supposed to know that? What I didn't really cover, and like I said, my content sucks because it doesn't go in depth enough, so let's go a little bit more in depth. What is an entrepreneur? So an entrepreneur is someone, I think I'll put the R back in then, but anyway, an entrepreneur is going to take some getting used to. An entrepreneur is somebody who works for themselves, runs their own business, doesn't take a paycheck from anyone, usually would have started that business as well, and does what it takes to make it run and keep it running and make it work. Like, last time I just said the basic thing was you run a business. Sure, fine, you run a business, but there's a little bit more to it than that. But I only just recently learned apparently being an entrepreneur is considered like a cool thing. I didn't know that. As a business owner, I never really thought that being a business owner was cool, or that like running a business was cool. It was just, I don't know, just what I did. I don't know exactly when from, but at least in high school I knew I always wanted to run a business. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to own my own business and run my own business. And then also as a kid, well, as a teenager, that's still pretty much a kid, isn't it? Although, actually no, I think I did it when I was younger too. I used to buy and sell stuff secondhand, which is basically what we do here in Scrapyard. Yeah, I did do it as a kid. When I was younger, I used to buy and sell Pokemon cards. And back then there was no online selling, it was, you had to sell it in the newspaper. So that was kind of weird, but yeah, then it moved on from that to computer parts and video game stuff, and then, yeah, I don't know, I think the computer parts didn't really stop. I still do that now, as seen in some of the previous videos. Scrapyard Techie. An entrepreneur is always looking for opportunities to make money. On top of actually seeing the opportunity, you've got to take it and do something with it. For example, buying a bunch of USB sticks and selling them off, which I've been told not a lot of people do. Now look, I keep getting interrupted because we listed a new parts car for sale today, so it's 10:30 at night and people are still contacting me about stuff, because that's our opportunity. That is how we make the money, and that is how we keep the scrapyard running. But wait, there's more. On top of that, then there's always the constant learning. Like, I mean, I understand that some people are always constantly learning, but you've got to constantly learn, constantly evaluate, and make changes. And then make all of that work for the business. I don't know if that makes any sense to you all, but that's as far as I understand. Like, I always thought that's just how everybody was, but apparently being an entrepreneur is a little bit different. Documenting the journey, that's what I've learned about being an entrepreneur so far. Although, there is one other thought. What makes a successful entrepreneur? Or how do you know if you're a successful entrepreneur? I was thinking about this the other day, and I don't think you can really know if you're a successful entrepreneur or not until the very end. Like, until you die? Retire? Stop running a business? I don't know, something, whatever the end is for you. Because just because your business works today, or worked at one point, or will work in the future, or anything, doesn't mean that it will always work. Like, things change. Like, look at cars, for example. The transition has started from petrol cars to electric cars. Sure, there's still going to be cars around, but like I said, things change. Like, the need for parts will change, the types of parts will change, and as I mentioned, you've got to adapt and change with it, or roll with the changes, and if you don't, then you get left behind. And if you get left behind, then like I said, just because your business did work at one point doesn't mean it will continue to work or will work in the future. And you won't know whether that is the case or not until the end. And as I mentioned in the previous video, everything rises and falls with you as the business owner. So yeah, no pressure or anything. That got real deep real quick. but we were going for depth, so that's good. Anyway, if you would like to see more, you can subscribe, follow, something on whatever platform you found me on, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye.